Hi, welcome back to Mr. Weapon Checks channel. This is going to be part 2 of my Glock Unofficial Glock Armor course. Now, my first video I took apart the slide and all its components, and I'm going to be taking apart the frame. Okay, let's get right to it. Alright. Okay, when you disassemble when you take your pins out, and this is a second gen Glock frame, it's a 3-pin. First gen Glocks had 2 pins. This is second also because there's no finger grooves. Alright. You're going to want to take the pins from the left side of the gun out the right side of the gun when you're taking it apart. Alright. First pin we're going to want to take off, is your locking block pin. This is a small pin up top. Okay. So from the left of the pistol, left of the frame to the right, you're going to push that pin out the other side. Alright. Take that pin, set it aside. Alright. Now the second pin we're going to take out of the frame is your trigger pin. And that's your big pin. That pin goes through your trigger bar and also your slide release. So you want to take that from the left to the right, take it out as well. Take it, put it aside. Once you take them 2 pins out, you can now take your slide release lever out, set it aside. Once that's out, the next thing to take out would be your locking block. Okay. Now take that out. You lay your punch underneath the locking block and on your frame and gently push it up. You're not going to hurt nothing. It comes right out. Alright. Take it out. There's your locking block. Set it aside. Alright. Now the next pin you're going to take out is a trigger housing mechanism pin. Alright. This pin is plastic. Okay. You're going to take it from the left to the right. The other pins are metal, just so you know. Okay. Take it from the left to the right. Take it out. Just so you know, this is plastic and there's no loss of integrity. There's no load bearing on this pin at all. Okay, set that aside. Now to take this mechanism out, you're gonna take your punch, put it under the ejector, just pry it up enough to be able to grab it with your hands, your fingers. Take it, lift it out, and that's out. Okay. Now you got your trigger bar, your trigger housing mechanism, your connector, your crucifix sear, which is connected to your trigger bar. Alright. Now what you want to do, you kind of pry it to the side and up. Alright. If you look at it, there's a spring that's connected to the hole on the trigger bar here. To take that off, all you do is bend it and it comes off. Okay. You lay your trigger and your trigger bar down. Now another thing is, you don't really need to take this spring out, okay, unless you want to change the weight of it, okay. But if you do take it out, I'm going to turn it around so it's facing you, and so you can see what I mean. This is, I call it the S spring, okay. If you take this spring off, make sure it goes back in an S shape. What I mean by that is, you can see the hook goes this way, and then on the bottom side it goes this way. So it's shaped like an S. Okay. If you take that off, make sure you put it back that way. Okay. There's no need for me to take that off at this point, so I'm going to leave it alone. This here is your connector. Okay. Standard Glocks come with a 5.5 pound connector. Your competition Glocks come with a 3.5 connector. This is a ghost connector with a self-cleaning channel I put in here. It's a 3.5 pound connector. Okay. To take the connector out, you take a flathead screwdriver and go the other side of the trigger mechanism housing and push that connector right out, and it comes right out. Okay. No need for me to do that at this point. Okay. Lay that aside. Now you got your the only 2 things left in this gun to take apart would be your mag release. There's no need for me to take that off unless I was going to change it. As you can see, I do have an extended one in this one, so I did take this out from factory and did that. And your disassembly lever, which I will take out and show you real quick. Okay. If you look in here, right here where my punch is sitting is a spring. Okay. What you want to do, you push down on that spring, then all you got to do is tip your gun to the side, and it comes right out. Okay. Now the thing is with this, when you put it back together, okay, if you notice, on one side there's a groove, okay? See that groove right there? And then the other side is flush. Alright, you want that groove side facing the rear of the pistol. So, in other words, facing you. Okay? Because what happens is, on your barrel, on this lug right here, when that barrel's in there, that lug sits on that. Alright? So you want that facing you in correspondence. Alright? Like I said, the only other thing left to take off would be your magazine release, which is really simple. It's hard to see. I ain't got a light. I wish I did. I'd show you. But inside the magazine well, there's a notch. There's a notch on your magazine release and a spring. It's like a wire spring. You just line it with that notch and pull it out, and that'll come right out. It's really hard to see in there. Okay, but it's there, and it's really easy to take apart. I might do that in another video. Okay. At this point, the Glock is completely done and completely stripped of all parts, minus the magazine release. Okay. That will conclude this video. My next video will be complete reassembly, hopefully, if time permits. See you then.